Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy coming at you with a new review. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And let me start off this episode by saying happy Thanksgiving to you. You know, for those of you outside of the U.S., you probably know that for Americans, Thanksgiving is a big holiday. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I give thanks to you for the success of this channel, and it really means a lot to me. You know, just last year in November and December, I was trying to get to 100 subscribers so I could have my own URL. And here I am 1 year later. I'm just smitten with all of you. So thank you so much. In fact, I'll go ahead and say it right now. Welcome aboard to all the new subscribers from last Friday. Yet again, we have had another 22-pound turkey chock full of new subscribers. So welcome aboard. Welcome to the Cologne crew. Here's my channel trailer. You can check it out. And the main thing is that in every episode, I review on a 5-spray system. So at the end of the episode, I put on myself the amount of sprays that I give it. So if I give it a 3 out of 5, you guessed it, I spray 3 times that fragrance onto myself. So without further ado, let's take a look. You've seen the title and description, and so you know that I am taking a look at Rouge Smoking by BDK Parfums. This is a 2018 release, and actually, I didn't know this, but it has gotten a ton of hype. So the question that I have for you is, does Rouge Smoking live up to the hype? Stay tuned and find out. All right, so let's take a look at the notes. And I have to tell you, usually when it comes to the notes, I'm able to give you 3, 4, 5 notes relatively easily, and then it's hard for me to walk you through, kind of give you an olfactory experience of what this fragrance is like. You guys are much better at that than I am. I am amazed in the comments at your abilities to describe the experience, the olfactory experience of a fragrance. Every week I strive to be like you, and I have a long ways to go on that, but I certainly enjoy that, right? It's always fun to take a look at what are the areas you need to improve on, because that just means you're going to have a lot of fun in the next few weeks and months and years trying to improve in that category. So this week, though, I have to say it's almost the other way around, because the notes were a little difficult for me, but the overall smell was very easy. I can tell you right now what Rouge Smoking is for me is cherry cola, with a smidgen of vanilla cream. So think, for the Harry Potter fans out there, think butterbeer, and you can think of vanilla cream, almost like a root beer, and then those two with a powdery quality. So it's like cherry cola, vanilla cream / root beer with powder. Those 3 elements combine and make Rouge Smoking. So one of the things that really jumped out at me when I was looking at the note breakdown by that, as mentioned by others in Fragrantica and Base Notes, is some people talk about this as having a smoky quality, and I think there might be some confusion. So if there's anything that you would get out of this video, I hope it's this. Don't forget that smoking comes from means tuxedo. So smoking refers to tuxedo, not smokiness. You probably know that, but I just wanted to be clear about that. So when people talk about this having smoky notes, I really don't pick that up at all. This could be, on my skin. You guys can help me if you picked up any smokiness. I certainly did not, and I'm wondering if maybe they're associating the name smoking with smokiness when it doesn't refer to that. It refers to tux. So it's a red tux. It's a red suit. So there's really no smokiness for me. It's all about baby powder, vanilla cream, and cherry cola, and that's really what it is. So the notes well, first and foremost is cherry. Cherry is easily the dominant note here. Then I would say I pick up some vanilla, and after that, Yeah, some powdery notes, and then just a tad of almond. Now, of all the notes that they listed, I couldn't pick up like heliotrope. There's just there are tonka bean. There are a lot of notes in this one that I did not pick up. I would not have picked those up actually. Violet, I think, is listed. For me, it's all about the cherry. Absolutely. Probably 60-70% it's cherry dominant, and then after that would be definitely vanilla, definitely almonds, and then the powdery notes after that. Those are the big four players for me in this fragrance. So with regard to the notes, I think it's outside of cherry, I think it's a little bit more difficult, but as far as the overall smell, the olfactory experience is relatively easy. You will not forget this one. Whether you like it or not, you will not forget this fragrance. So those are the notes. Now, let's take a look at projection, etc., etc. So when it comes to actual projection, I thought it was good, and I thought it did what I thought it would do. Now, I'm just looking real quick. This is an EDP, and I wanted to double check. It is an EDP, so you would expect great performance when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I thought that the projection was quite good, but I wouldn't put it an arm's length. For me, it was about an elbow's length away from the body for a good 3 to 6 hours. This isn't a clear out the room type, but it's not really a stay real close to the skin type. It's just about what you would want out of a fragrance. And then the longevity would have been, I would have liked a tad more out of an EDP, but it's not as weak as some people were complaining about. I mean, I got 3 to 6. Now, again, but you guys, we can argue that's because it was from a sample. Let's call it 4 to 6. And then if I could probably put more sprays. I didn't overspray on this one. I put like 3 or 4. So I guess if you wanted to put 6 sprays on your skin, you could probably get a full 8 hours. And then if you also spray on your clothes, that would be 6 to 8 hours. So this one really is a work shift kind of fragrance. So here's the deal with this fragrance. This one really has piqued my interest because I went back and forth this week with whether or not, which number, and I won't give that away though, which number to give this one, because I like this one. You're not going to see too many people disliking this fragrance. I think that's not the problem. The problem is are people going to pay $180 retail for a 100 milliliter bottle of a niche fragrance that smells like cherry cola and is likable, but maybe not absolutely amazing? That's my question. I don't boo me yet. I won't boo me in post yet. We're getting close to pushing the boo button, but that's just kind of my overall observation. This one is very, very intriguing. I went back and forth on this. Some days I really, really, really liked it, and then other days I kind of felt like it wasn't going to find its corner of the market. So here's what I would say. As far as overall smell, it really smells lovely. It's wonderful. If you like cherry, you will like this. Well, in fact, if you like cherry, you will love this. So that's really what it comes down to is do you want a cherry-based fragrance in your collection? If you do, you absolutely should consider this one. If you're not so much of a specific note kind of person, if you just want to go just like, hey, just tell me if it smells fantastic or not, this one might not make the cut for you, because for $180, you're kind of in no man's / no woman's land, aren't you? Because if you're buying this as a gift for somebody, that's probably not going to be too likely because it's $180. And if you're buying it for yourself and you're not a fan of cherry, I don't know if this one will make the cut for you. It smells fantastic. It is a niche fragrance. Look, one of the things I love about this fragrance is how well it's blended. It is blended very, very well. It is certainly, I think this is a newer company, but I mean, this is a niche quality fragrance. And I'm not even looking at the price. I'm just saying I can tell when I put it on that this is niche quality. So I appreciated the blending of this fragrance. The price point, not so much. I would have thought that this would have been a little bit cheaper. If you could buy this, for $100, I think that'd be really where this price point needs to be for this fragrance. But then again, they're almost kind of taking a risk, aren't they? Because cherry notes might not be incredibly popular in the market, and so for those people who love cherry, you will gravitate towards this fragrance, no doubt. So that was let's see, I did projection, I did longevity, and then sillage, as I mentioned, it's not going to be one that's going to leave a huge trail for you. But again, I don't think that this is necessarily a bad thing. If you had a romantic night out of close encounters, that would be a plus for this, because it's not beast mode. It's not going to leave a huge trail as you come in and out of rooms, and it stays, like I said, relatively close to you. So, which is a plus for a lot of people. So now, as far as the event, though, I talk about coming in and out of rooms at parties, but when it comes to this fragrance, I just don't know if this is really for the nighttime. I see this more as an office scent, and I don't know about you guys. I feel like this is kind of the proverbial nice fragrance, and I could see this being worn at more for the office, more for the daytime, and it really does. It's very pleasant. I don't know that it could pull off. I don't know if it'd be the one thing that you would reach for when you go out to an elegant night out, or even more of even if it were a date or something. I don't know that this would be your scent. It's also not really for clubs. It's just kind of highly versatile, but I would see it more, for me personally, more for the day and more for the work shift. So you're going to get, again, 6 to 8 hours if you put on in your clothes, and I think it would garner compliments. It is original. It is unique. I guess I'm just not sold on $180 to smell like cherry cola. That's just me, though. I'm just throwing that out. Now, when it comes to the gender, and here's masculine, here's unisex, and here's feminine, it'd be right here. This is somewhere between unisex and feminine. I personally, you guys know that I would wear and have worn women's perfumes. I have no problem doing that at all. Unisex, I mean, I like what I like, but I do think this is a tad too feminine for me. I envision this more on a woman. I just think it smells feminine, and I think it would I think a woman would pull this off better than I did. I don't think I would have this in my own collection, but I would absolutely consider this as far as buying it for a woman. I would place this, I already mentioned that I see this more as feminine. I would place this as more of a 30 and up on the female side. So I think this is unisex technically, right? As far as it's for women and men in terms of its marketing. I think as far as how it will play out, I think you'd probably see about maybe 60 to 70% women, and then 30 to 40% men. And I think most of the women will be 30 and over. I don't want to say like 45 and over, though. I don't see this as particularly youthful, but I don't see this as like ultra mature either. It's just really nice, and it really, I think it really hits the sweet spot of trying to find something that's fruity, gourmandish, but then also has a powdery quality that I really like. So I think you're probably going to see on how it actually plays out more ladies than men, and I think most of the ladies will probably be 30 and up. When it comes to seasons, I have to say I really cannot rule out practically any of the seasons, because this is a highly versatile fragrance when it comes to the seasons. I mean, when you say cherry cola, that's not going to really eliminate too many things. I mean, I guess if I had to, I'd probably think of it more as a fall winter, but this one is different because I typically say something like anything but summer. This one would work for me in all 4 seasons, and I also see this working really even including very, very high temperatures. Now, I wore this one in November, of course, and so it was about 38 to 45 degrees this week Fahrenheit, and so it was rather cool, and it did quite well. So I would say, again, if I had to, I would say I would probably wear this more in the fall, winter during the day. And then, but this one is different because there's nothing to suggest that you couldn't pull this off in the spring or in the summer. So for those of you in hot climates, this would not be too cloying for you, and I think it would work out quite nice. That is Rouge Smoking. So as I said earlier, if there's one thing you're going to take from this episode, make sure you know that smoking is referring to tuxedo and not like smokiness. That's the main thing I want to get. So at the beginning of the episode, I asked if this lives up to the hype. And the answer for me is almost. That's the best I can give you. I have really, really wrestled with this one because I would give this a 4 out of 5 just on smell. I think it's wonderful. I love the blending. I love the way that the vanilla and the almonds and the cherry come together and mixed with powder. I really do appreciate that about this fragrance. Again, though, as far as just smell alone, I would say 4. As far as though where it finds its corner in the market, I think unless you're really into cherry, I guess I fear that this will kind of take a backseat to a lot of other fragrances. So I'm going to give this an overall rating of 3. I'm going to say 4 on smell, but too expensive, and on top of it. Really like the cherry cola approach, but you're pretty restricted there in terms of. I don't see this as being a signature scent for a lot of people. I think this is just going to be a very nice scent. As I said, you're not going to see people disliking this, hating it. I don't think it lives up to the hype. I really don't. It's very close though. And so I'm going to go 3 out of 5, and you guys know that if I go 3 out of 5, that means it's definitely, yes, I would have it in my collection or somebody else's, or I would not at all. And there are some 3s, that's fine, but it's a one and done. So for me, as I said, this is a 3. I would recommend it for people who love cherry notes. And for those of you who do not, I would say just try your best to get it at a much cheaper price. And other than that, I think I would probably take a pass on it. And I feel kind of bad saying that because just on the smell, it's a very fun, memorable smell. You will not forget the smell of this. So you have to give it to them. So, this is kind of, like I said last week, this is, instead of the home run, this is kind of the triple off the wall. It's really, really close, but no cigar. No smoking. All right, sorry about that. All right, that's bad. Here we go. 1 on each side of the wrist and 1 in the center of the chest. Boom. Whoop, none came out. Boom, there we go. Boom. And boom. All right, 3 out of 5 sprays for Rouge Smoking. Very, very, very interesting. You know, if you guys feel that I was too grumpy for a 3 out of 5 and you feel like I should bump it up and I was too much of the Grinch that stole Christmas and it deserves to be bumped up to a 5, I could be enticed, okay? I could be enticed into giving it a 4, but I'm going to go 3. Close call. So there you have it, folks. Another review by the boards. I really enjoyed this one. I knew nothing about it. As I said, it was just included in another purchase I made. They threw this one in. Certainly appreciate this one. I'd like to know more about the house, and let me know what you think. So in the comments below, please let me know if you wear this, if you agree with what I've said, if you disagree with my observations, let me know. I'm always keen to read your comments. So thanks so much for everything. I really appreciate it. And always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. We're very technical here at this channel. And so, in fact, next week is my 100th episode, and we will be retiring our lighting director, Charlotte. You can see here, Charlotte is my lighting director. We're very, 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 very technical at this channel, and so I will be moving up. I'm going to get one of those like YouTube, real YouTuber circles with like, you know, where you can see the circles and their pupils and stuff. I will be doing that. I'm moving up, my friends. Okay, I'm about ready to go over 20,000 views. 300 subscribers any minute, and so, you know, take that, PewDiePie. I'm coming for you. All right. So we had masculine. I got so excited it threw me off. Actually, Charlotte has been my lighting director during the entire pandemic. I'll have you know. So I knew there was something I was missing there. You see, I shouldn't have talked about Charlotte and the lighting director because it threw me off track because I got so excited.